Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana and this is my dog Gunner. Today we are going to be talking about some of my favorite dog treats to give Gunner, and I'll be giving you my reasonings why they are my favorite. So without further ado, if this is the content you like, please consider subscribing and I will get right into the video. Starting off with Stewart Pro Treat. These. I'm sure you've seen these before. For a while, I was really confused because normally, you know, they let you see what the treats look like. But I remembered watching a Jenna Marbles video and her dogs picked out a treat bin like this, so I decided to get them. And oh my goodness, I cannot express how much I love these treats for Gunner. They literally only contain dried beef liver. That's it. It's nothing else. So you don't have to worry about any of the yucky stuff that some dog treat brands put in. You don't have to worry about them sneaking in things that are actually bad for dogs like onion or red 40. Because it's literally just dried beef liver. Also, aside from that, these are the perfect treats for training in my opinion, which is why I'm fresh out. But even after you're done with these, I love doing meal prep for Gunner in this dish now. This is one of Gunner's meal prep dishes. So these are definitely, after you're done with the treats, you can still reuse like the containers and you'll know they're for dogs because you won't get mixed up with people's stuff. But yes, I cannot say enough good things about this brand. I am thoroughly impressed and so happy that I decided to make this purchase. Of course they are a little bit more on the expensive side, but I feel like being able to reuse the container and how many treats are in there make it worth what you pay for. Next on the list we have Wildly Natural Whole Jerky. It is thick cut bacon. This has 3 ingredients: pork, salt, and natural smoke flavor. It is one of Gunner's favorites. I will say out of all of them, I think these are his top favorite. But he's not picky at all, so it's hard to tell. But Gunner also really loves these. I went to this cute little pet shop and I wanted to get something for Gunner, and I saw these and I was really surprised. I've never seen these anywhere else before. They may be in different stores, but just not where I live. But yeah, only 3 ingredients. So, and also they have lots of protein. So especially for Gunner, who I like to think I keep pretty active, and once we move to the woods, he'll be even more active. It's very good. Protein is very good for building muscle. Next up is True Chews Chicken Meatball Recipe. These have a little bit more ingredients in, but even then, it's chicken, potatoes, vegetable glycerin, dried citrus pulp, natural flavors, distilled vinegar, salt, and colored with paprika. So the reason why there's more ingredients is because there's vegetables in. It says on the bag, no corn, wheat, or soy, no animal byproducts, and no artificial flavors, and no artificial preservatives. Because of that, you have to make sure you keep this sealed, or else they kind of will go a little bit stale. But even then, it's not like a big deal. And they also have a lot of protein. If you're training, I would recommend always breaking up your treats into smaller bites so they don't choke. It's 100% natural ingredients, made in the United States, which is also good because the food regulation here is a little bit more strict compared to other countries. And it's USA sourced chicken. So it says, yeah, store in a cool, dry place after unsealing. So just beware of that. But these are my favorite, one of my favorites as well, just because it's a perfect treat shape. You don't have to break it up. Like the thing with like the jerkies and stuff, you kind of have to break them up if you want to use it for training. Whereas these, you do too, but it's like a bigger reward, I guess. I don't know. Next on the list is a new one. You might have seen it in my dog's Christmas present videos. It is wild caught Baltic Sprat. So the only ingredient is Baltic Sprat, and it's 100% natural and sustainably sourced from the cold and clean Baltic Sea. It's rich in omega-3s, which is very good for Gunner because he has very dry skin and he's very itchy. And it says supports healthy skin and coat, which is a nice plus. It also has quite a bit of protein, 60% protein. And the fact that it's literally just Baltic Sprat and there's no preservatives or additives is really, really good for me. That's one of the reasons why I really like making my dog's treats, but even then you have to read all the ingredients of the ingredients you're putting in to make sure that it's dog safe. Whereas if it's just dried, you don't have to worry about that. And I do want to get a dehydrator eventually. But until then, these are really fun. I will say the only downfall of these is as soon as you open up the bag, it is so stinky. It is so stinky, like I cannot express. So maybe feed these outside. That's my one recommendation. And then lastly for the list for today, these aren't all my favorite treats, so if you are interested, I can do another video on even more of my favorite treats to give to Gunner. This is literally just a Hickory smoked beef esophagus, and the only ingredient is beef esophagus. I know these aren't like training treats, but I decided to include one treat where it's like a single thing, and these I use for if there's someone outside my room right now, especially since I'm living in a hotel. Sometimes I have people walking back and forth all the time, and if Gunner's getting a little anxious, he's been a very good boy, but if, you know, he's really watching the door, really anxious, then I'll put him in his kennel and have him chew on this, and this will keep him occupied a good 20 minutes. So that will really distract him from whatever's going on outside. And I don't have to worry about anything because it's just beef esophagus. Like, it can't get more plain than that. The one thing I would recommend with treats like these is obviously supervise your pet. On the package it does say, always supervise your pet while eating to ensure pet breaks chew down into small pieces before consuming. If chew is consumed rapidly and in large chunks, there are dangers of choking or gastrointestinal blockage. If chew becomes wet, some color transfer may occur. So it may stain things, like if your dog drools a lot. And obviously with treats like these, you should always supervise your dogs. Even with toys, you should always supervise your dogs to make sure nothing bad happens. So that's kind of just a disclaimer with these. But when he's in his kennel, I'm always right by him, so I pay attention and I notice if he's crazy. But he's been very good. He'll hold it in his paws and take little tiny chunks off, so I'm not too worried about him. But all dogs are different, and just because so far he's been good, you never know with this guy. So that is the end of today's video on my recommending treats to people. I have done research on these, but I could have missed something, so if I missed something, please leave it down in the comments, because obviously I never want to do anything that endangers my dog or other people's dog in the process. And I'm by no means an expert, so I'm always willing to learn. But that being said, thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!